Good day everyone, once again it's Nick in the hot seat. We're on the ZX Spectrum and we're looking at a game called Planetoids, published by SInclair Research in 1982. Originally came out on the 16K, but all my experience is on the 48 computer. It's an arcade shooter based on the arcade game Asteroids by Atari in 1979, which is quite a big retro game, so you've probably heard of it. Now, as conversions go, it's pretty good, but I prefer Meteor Storm by Quicksilver, which came out the same year, which looks more like the original game. So here we are. We've got this ship in the middle. We must shoot various asteroids or meteors without being destroyed. When we hit a meteor, it will split into smaller parts, and then we hit it again, it will disappear completely. Every now and again, a UFO will turn up, or flying saucer, which will shoot us and we should avoid. We can hyperspace out of way, sometimes, as I did there, and then got blown up. And we can also hit thrust to make the ship go, well, in a direction we're pointing. So that's basically everything here. We're on keyboards, Z and X going left or right, and then the keys are thrust and hyperspace. And shoot, of course, and that's it. As soon as you shot all the asteroids, as you can see, it's back again to the main ones. Do have a look at a game I reviewed a long time ago called Meteor Storm on the ZX Spectrum 2 to compare the two together. This one's more colourful than that one, but as I say, Meteor Storm is more, well, pays more respect to the original. It tries to look more like it in terms of vector graphics. Asteroids, great game from 1979, so let's just concentrate on trying to survive as long as we can. Let's get out of the way of that fire. A UFO comes down, if we kill that we get super points. Right, it's always a bit dangerous being at the side of the screen because a meteor might come in and flatten you. Did you have this game, Planetoids, from 1982, so a very early game. And from one of my favourite gaming eras. Now, as you notice, the shooting is limited, so it won't go right across the screen. Oops, cool, that was close. The firing at you is full stops. The meteors won't shoot at you, or asteroids, but the UFOs will. They start off a bit bigger, these asteroids in Meteor Storm. They're very small here. But controls well, it's a good bit of coding. I like the star field in the background, that's quite cool. Boom. Boom, one left. We could probably take our time shooting this one. Isn't going to take us too long. In the future this will be considered a deadly waste, shooting all the asteroids, because we could probably mine them for precious minerals instead. Oh, that was a bit close. Okay, so it's all getting used to the thrusting. Once you hit thrust, if you then hit Z or X, left or right, the ship will stop where it is, which is always a problem with asteroids. It will keep going and sometimes become a bit ungainly. 16,100 points. That's not bad. Oops, there we go. I should have hyperspaced out of the way there. So it's all about predicting where the asteroids are going to go, and if something's going to crash into you, either thrust or hyperspace out the way. They do come at you at various speeds quite often. Right, is that a safe place? No, I got hit. So sometimes you just hyperspace directly into an accident. You can see all the keys there, can't you? I wasn't lying. So a very basic game. You're very soon going to get the hang of this. So it's a question of keep going back, trying to beat your high score or a friend's high score. No high score table, we'll just say that in the top right, or on that screen at least. So every time you reload it from the cassette, you have to start all over again. So you probably have to write them down, your high scores. What do you think of this game? Good example or a little bit boring? Sounds a bit weedy, but there we go. I think it plays quite well. Good game. Good game for 1982. It just shows you how far we've come, really. Boom. I'm sure there's a few other Asteroids clones I need to come to on the Spectrum, but the only two I'm aware of at the moment are the ones I reviewed. And that was, as we said, Meteor Storm by Quicksilver, 1982. And Planetoids, this one, if you're not paying attention, by SInclair Research, again in 1982. So same years and 3 years after the Atari arcade cabinet. Good stuff. So bringing the arcade to your house in the 80s. What could have been better? How advanced we were back then. The future had just arrived and the internet did not exist. I think we'll have another couple of goes, shall we? It's always the same level going over and over and over again. So it's impossible to survive forever in here. Not too many asteroids to shoot. The UFO was a bit earlier on the scene there, wasn't it? A bit of slowdown when we hyperspace. But never mind about that. 8-bit technology. This is the future. Oops. Kaboom. Limited sound in the game itself. That's you shooting and the UFO shooting. That's it. Oh, when things crash into you as well. Right, so as soon as you've got them into these small bits, you know where everything's going. It seems quite easy to monitor. There's not an option to redirect these ones and smash it into the Earth, thank goodness, but no doubt there'll be a mistake in the future in real life where some asteroid miner accidentally knocks an asteroid out of the belt and we need to stop it. Happy days. I don't think that's going to happen for at least a few weeks. Or if you're watching this in the future, the year 2096, did it actually happen? Let me know. If I'm probably in cryostasis by then, if not dead. Hooray. Oops. Yeah, let's try and outfox this UFO. Kaboom. 1 asteroid left. Super points. I think you might as well just wait here for the UFOs to turn up, because that's what gets the most points. But it would make a very boring review, so we won't do that. When the asteroids overlap, sometimes there's a bit of colour bleed, which shouldn't be if they're the same colour. There's a bit of green earlier on, I saw. Yeah, why is it overlapping in green for? I don't know. Some people will know. As I say, it was on the 16K, but I am playing it on 48K, emulation at least. So the only reason why I always review stuff on 48K rather than 128K is I'm trying to recreate what it would have been like back as a kid on my rubber-keyed 48K Spectrum. So there we go. Sometimes I get a comment saying, it's a shame you didn't review this on the 128K. Why didn't you review this on the 128K? Well, as I always say, as I just said just then, I was a 48K specky man. And that's what we stick to. Here we go. Okay, right. I keep automatically having another go here. It's quite addictive, this. Another recent, well, fairly recent retro game I reviewed on the Spectrum from about this era was Space Raiders, which is like Space Invaders from the arcades. So they were the big two from the arcades, really, for me. Asteroids and Space Invaders. So check out Space Raiders that I reviewed. Again, that was a 16K originally. No one's coming to save us here. It's a very dangerous asteroid storm. I don't know how we got here, whether it's a navigation error, but all we know is we need to blow these up continuously. And I think we're doing it, aren't we? I think the star feels exactly the same each time. I don't think that's random. I seem to remember those stars along the bottom, they're almost in a straight line from before. Not based on any star formations. Oh dear. Can't see how many lives we've got left, unfortunately. Perhaps they could go back and sort that out. Maybe for the Spectrum next. But these sort of games, they're best when they're simple. I don't know how much you could improve them. Maybe a more detailed ship, but you know, it works as it is. Maybe more detailed asteroids. They work better as vectors, I think, rather than sprites. But coded quite well. Different angles, they're coming down the screen. UFO hiding behind that meteor there. Sounding a bit like a horse clopping along. Cloppity cloppity clop. And we're still there. Why isn't that UFO being destroyed by that meteor? It looks like it's been held up. That asteroid has been... Maybe it's towing it. Maybe it's precious minerals and gems. Or maybe I'm making that up. Now that was a good thing as a kid when you played these games. Quite often in your mind... We were a bit creative back then. Quite often in your mind you'll make up huge backstories to why this was all going on. Your ship's name, what you was doing, and you'd probably make sounds as well. Padung, padang, padingo, and other amazing sounds. Note to self, trademark the word padingo. If it's not already. Right, let's get this. Boom. Right, we'll call this the last go, I think. Let's just take care of this small thing. Biff. Alright, and away we go again. It's reset. Back on the same stage, and I'm kaboom. Yeah, a really nice game, that. A really early example. So I hope you liked having a good look at that one. That was Planetoids on the ZX Spectrum 48K, published by SInclair Research in 1982. Thanks for watching that one as always. If you've got any comments about this game in particular, Asteroids, any space shooters or retro gaming, you're more than welcome to put them below. Always like having a nice conversation with you. Until next time, take great care of yourself and a very fond goodbye.
Goodbye.